Hello, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to assemble the gingerbread man. And I'm just going to go ahead and take his candy cane apart here. There we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just glue these while I have you guys here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I assemble him like first. I just kind of like make sure I have all the right parts where everything goes before I start. And I want to make sure everything is good before I start gluing. So here's our candy cane. I always like to make sure I squeeze the sides, make sure that they are exactly on there. So there's my candy cane. And what I did for the candy cane was I used the distress inks. So I had the this distress ink here, and I just rubbed it along the edges to get that darker line, so you can see that there. I just rubbed it right along the edges. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on. And I can go ahead and show you while I have you here how I did that. I just kind of rubbed it along the edges, and I just go right along the edge so you can see. So it gives that nice line, just like that. And it looks really nice, and I just kind of rub it all in with my finger. There we go. So just like that. So you just rub it right on the edge. There we go. So I'm going to put that over to the side, and I'm just going to put a little bit more along the inside here. I like these smaller ones just so I can get in these crevices, just in case, you know. With the bigger ones, I feel like I can't get in those small crevices. Might just go ahead and put a little bit more on this side. There we go. So that's the candy cane. And then for the other parts, I did the same thing. I just rubbed it along the edges for his little hands. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take these all apart. There we go. And there we are. I'm going to take this all apart now. So I'm just going to show you how this all goes together. So I'm going to take these apart, and I'll show you how I have this. And then the same thing with the gumdrop. I used this, it's like a maroon color distress ink on the pink. So it created that nice pinky look. And I'm going to take this all apart now. And on the blue, I use this blue ink. There we go. So I'm just going to take them all apart. Here's his little face. And I just dry brushed a little bit over his eyes and his mouth. Same thing with the hat. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this all apart. And this really doesn't take too long. It only took me a couple minutes to assemble this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take these all apart. And I'm gonna start with this big piece. Don't forget this little corner piece. That's the piece that goes right over here. Because when I subtracted it, it kind of took it in multiple parts. So I tried not to have as many parts, but there are going to be a few of those. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put some glue on the back. And I just put like little dots. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way, and it does dry really fast. So make sure you have this all lined up perfectly when you stick it on. So I like to make sure all the parts are perfect. And because once you set it on there, it does dry really, really fast. I'm just gonna make sure this is on here perfect before I press it down. So there it is. So this is the first piece I put on. And then the rest of the pieces will just fit right alongside it as soon as you start working your way out. So there's our first piece. And you can see this piece is already glued on. Like, that's how fast this glue works. So you really have to work quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna move some of these pieces out of the way. Okay, so next piece, I think I will do his hand over here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue, just a little dab will do. There's our glue. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just set it right up against there, and they fit nice. They butt right up against there nicely. Okay, so there's that next one. And just put a little bit more glue on his hand. And that just fits right in there. Nice and snug, really easy. It's like a little puzzle. Be fun for a puzzle. All right, so our next piece I wanna do the candy cane. I'm just gonna put some right here. And I'm gonna put some on the bottom here because there is this little piece at the bottom. Alrighty. And I wanna make sure I get this on here perfectly. I wanna get this the first try, because if it doesn't go on here, then we can run into some problems. So we just got a little bit of glue here. All right, and there we go. And that just fits right up there snugly against that other piece. There that is. There's our candy cane. And then we'll do the next part. Okay, so this is gonna be a little fun. So we have this little piece here, and then we have this little piece here, and they all like butt right up against that candy cane. And then it goes like this. Okay, so there's our piece. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put glue all over this, so I'm not going to have to glue each piece. What I do is I just grab all 3 pieces and just set it right in there. Look at that, easy peasy. And that's exactly how I did the candy pieces too, the little peppermint pieces. I just grabbed them all at once, and I put the glue on the bottom piece and just set them right down, because it went right on there really easily. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and set that down. It is done. All right, so let's put his foot on. Same thing. Here's his little foot. We're gonna put a little bit of glue here, and I'm gonna slide that right up against there. There we go. I'll move this up so you can see it a little better. And then put a little bit of glue here, and I'm just going to put it right there. So I did paint these so that way the MDF didn't show. There's his other foot. Okay, so now over here is where the gumdrops will go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue for the gumdrops, and I'm just going to set it on here, and that just fits right up against there too. There it is. Perfect. And it doesn't go right to the bottom. I added a little piece at the bottom to make it stand flat, so it doesn't go right to the bottom. So if you think that there's like a little gap, that's why, because I just want to make sure he stands flat and he doesn't wobble. And then here's our next piece, and that just fits right in there. There's our next gumdrop, and there we go. There's our gumdrop. Really cute. I love this guy. All right, so this next one, it fits right up here, and you can see it fits right along this area here. There he is, just like that. You do not have to paint this piece. This is just a filler piece, just like a placeholder. I thought it looked better with an extra one, just because I thought it didn't look like the candy cane was like really behind it if it didn't have an extra layer. So I thought it looked better with an extra one. You don't have to put the extra one on there. I just do. I think it looks better. So here's our next one, and that fits right up against that candy cane. So, and then I also have our little swirl on our candy. And if you don't want to use the swirl, you can totally, you know, put something else on the candy. You can put somebody's name if you want. So here's our little candy piece. I distressed it again. I used the crayon, and I just kind of like rubbed a little bit of the crayon right in these areas to make it look like it's like a little piece of candy. And then I rubbed the brown distress ink along the edges. So, and you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. Look at that. I even got it all over the white, and that's all right. Doesn't have to be perfect. I like the mistakes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my little swirl on here. It's not perfect, but it glued on there really fast, so it is what it is. So there's my little swirl, and I'm gonna glue that right on. Put a few dots. All right, I'm going to move that out of the way. And this just butts right up against there once again. And there we have it. There's our little piece of candy. Press that down. And then we have this piece of candy. You don't have to paint the whole thing because this other piece is going to go right on top. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And this just butts right up against there too. There we go. And then this little piece here, it looks like a little, maybe it's a strawberry candy. And that just fits right up against there. It's like a puzzle. There we go. And it's like it's kind of overlapping. He's hanging out in a little candy place. There we go. And now there's that little piece. Make sure that you don't throw this piece away. So I'm going to just go ahead, put a little glue dot there, and put that little piece in there. There it is. Definitely don't want to lose that piece. Okay, so there's that. Now for his hat, I'm going to take this off. This is his little snowflake. Again, I use those distressed inks for that. And then same thing, I used the dark green. It's called, I believe it's called, I'm not sure what color this one is. It is, it's a dark green. It is, this is the green I used. It is antique green for this. And then I used like a sage for the mistletoe. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this apart. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can do the hat. So we have our little mistletoe berries, and they are organized by size. So they do fit right up alongside. There's little spots. You can see there's little circles there, and that's where the berries go. Normally I go a little faster, but since I'm talking, usually doesn't take this long. There we are. Starting to get a little dark out. And this one you can put wherever you want. I just thought it looked cute there. And put a little bit of glue here, just a little dot. And you can see the little circles where those berries go. And if you don't get them the right circles, it's okay. They're all pretty much the same size almost. No big deal if you get them mixed up. Not a big problem. I did want to make sure that they were big enough so they didn't fall down in your crumb tray. That would make me sad. Okay, so we have our holly. I just thought this would be cute because of the song Mistletoe and Holly. So I thought, why not do mistletoe and holly on his hat? That would be cute. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so I thought that'd be fun. So here's his little holly. I was going to put berries there, and you can totally decide to use the berries and maybe enlarge them and put holly berries here, and that's your preference. I just decided I wanted to do the snowflake for that, but it's totally up to you how you want to make it. It's your project. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each of these pieces so that none of them get loose. Okay. And you can see there's little notches on the hat to show you exactly where this goes. So I'm just going to make sure I get it just right because I don't want to get glue anywhere. There we go. And it fits right alongside there. There we go. And they all fit just so. There it is. And I wanted to make sure that I got it all on his hat because I didn't want any of those pieces to break off. Okay. There is our snowflake. I'm going to wait to put the snowflake on until after I put the hat on. I'm going to bring him back over. Here's his little face. We have to put his face on too. I like to put the face on after I put the hat on. So here's his hat. And I'm gonna put some glue. Just a couple little dots. Just a little bit. You don't wanna put too much glue on. I feel like when you put too much glue on, it takes longer to dry. There's his little hat. I think he's so fun. All right, just gonna press. There we go. All right, and I just wanna make sure I put the hat on first because I wanna make sure that the snowflake is straight. I'll put his little eyes over here. All right, I'll make sure this is straight. Put a little bit of glue on the snowflake. And here's our snowflake. And you can put the snowflake on however you like. There's our snowflake. Okay, and I have his little buttons. And I think I'll put them right about here. And they don't have to be perfect. I think it's about right. Maybe I'll make it go this way. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with how I got those buttons. There. They don't have to be on there perfectly, but I think they're okay. I think this one could have gone over a little bit more. I think I'll fix it. Okay. There we go. There. He's cute. Okay. Now his eyes and his mouth. Actually, I want to put his eyes and mouth on first. Like I want to place them on. I want to position them first. And then I'll decide. I'll put the glue on. So I want to make sure I get this right. Because that's the most important part. His little face. There we go. I think that's about right. Move him out. That's really how you want to put his face on. And they don't have to be perfect. All right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, I just like to step back a little bit just to make sure I get them right. Because when you're sitting on an angle, it's hard to tell. Let me see here. I want to make sure that they're straight. Well, as straight as I can make them. Because once you put that glue down, it's kind of the end. Okay, I think that's good. Alrighty, here's this little eye. A little crusty there. Okay, and then we got the other eye. Okay, get his mouth. Okay, I think that's about right. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And you don't have to color his eyes and his mouth that color. You could do them white or whatever color you like. Okay, he is all finished. That is all there is. Easy peasy. So that is how you put them together. So that is our little guy. Hope you guys like him. I think he's a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun to make. Alrighty, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.